Begum Anees Kidwai, Healing Hearts Amidst Partition's Pain. Written by Afroz Khan for New Age Islam. Read by Sumbul. 17th July 2025. Begum Anees Kidwai, a resilient philanthropist, overcame personal tragedy during India's partition to serve others. Inspired by Gandhi, she comforted refugees, reunited kidnapped women with families, and fought communal violence. A writer and Rajya Sabha member, her compassionate legacy endures through her impactful books and speeches. Early life. Begum Anees Kidwai was born in 1906 in a patriotic but conservative family of Barabanki, Awadh, Agra, United Province. Her father, Sheikh Vilayat Ali, was a lawyer by profession and also wrote humorous columns in local newspapers. He was a supporter of conservative ideology. Begum Anees Kidwai was very fond of education, but the family had no provision for women's education. Hence, she learned Urdu and English by listening to the teacher who came to teach her brother. Anees Kidwai married Shafi Ahmed Kidwai in 1920. Her husband was employed in different cities, so she got the opportunity to live in different cities of India. Anees's brother-in-law Rafi Ahmed Kidwai was a freedom fighter, so her family often had to face political persecution. Partition. When India became independent in 1947, Anees Kidwai's husband was working in Mussoorie, while she lived with her family in Lucknow. The partition of the country started changing the situation in India, and riots started in many places. Peace was maintained in Lucknow due to the efforts of various peace committees and people, but the situation in Mussoorie started deteriorating. At that time, her husband was in his office in Mussoorie. Anees Kidwai tried to call him back, but her husband wanted to stay there and try to control the situation. In response to one of Anees Kidwai's letter, her husband replied that, "No matter how life is, the death will be more beautiful when we will be martyred while uniting two hearts." Just a week after receiving this letter, her husband died during the riots. Anees was devastated to see his dead body, but she did not let grief overwhelm her. Instead, she gathered up the courage to go to Delhi and meet Mahatma Gandhi. She told him her story. Gandhiji said to her, "Anees, your pain is so great that it is difficult to imagine. But you are Anees. You go to those camps where there is a crowd of such disappointed hearts. Go and console them." Following Gandhiji's orders, Anees Kidwai visited those camps where there were many women like her. Seeing the misery spread in these camps, she forgot her own sorrow and found the real purpose of her life. Anees Kidwai began to visit refugee camps regularly to encourage people, heal their pain, and listen to their stories. Her presence made people feel a sense of belonging. During partition, many women and girls were kidnapped in the violence that continued, or they got separated from their families. Kidwai started the work of finding the women and girls who had disappeared in this tragedy. She found countless girls from far and wide and reunited them with their families. However, there were many families who refused to accept those girls. Anees Kidwai embraced these girls who were rejected by their own families. With the support of her friend Subhadra Joshi, she made arrangements for their stay and took responsibility for those girls herself. For this noble work, people lovingly called her Anees Appa. Political career. Begum Anees Kidwai was elected to the Bihar Rajya Sabha twice from Congress Party, from 1957 to 1962 and from 1962 to 1968. In 1961, she was the only woman member of the 6-member parliamentary committee set up by Jawaharlal Nehru to consider possible reforms in Muslim personal law. Begum Anees Kidwai was a brilliant speaker. Her speeches used to be impressive and powerful. An example of her speech was seen once when a meeting was organized in Delhi. A minister standing on the stage was constantly questioning the loyalty and patriotism of the Muslims of the country. He was making the atmosphere provocative by sowing the seeds of hatred among the people present. He was repeatedly trying to pressurize the Muslims to speak openly on sensitive issues like Kashmir and Hyderabad. After the speech of that minister, Begum Anees Kidwai was invited to give a speech on the stage. She came on the stage with a heavy heart, but said in a strong voice, "I have participated in many meetings. Nowadays it has become common that anyone asks for loyalty from Muslims. Everyone is worried about Muslims. However, only the one who is honest himself can demand loyalty from them. Bapu was honest. He could say, Jawaharlal ji or his other nationalist colleagues can ask questions. But what path will they show when they themselves are wrong? When I look inside my own heart, I do not find anyone who can be shown to the world." After this speech, there was a silence in the assembly for a moment. Then the entire ground echoed with the sound of applause. Writings. Begum Anees Kidwai was also a great writer. She has written many books describing the pain of partition. The most important among them are Azadi Ki Chhaaw Mein, Nazare Khush Guzre, and Zulm. In the book Azadi Ki Chhaaw, Anees has given a detailed description of the emotional dilemma and pain she experienced during the rehabilitation of refugees after partition and the search for kidnapped girls. In her other book, Zulm, she has strongly opposed communal violence. Anees Kidwai was honored by Sahitya Kala Parishad for her invaluable contribution to literature. Legacy. Begum Anees Kidwai passed away on 16th July 1982, but she continues to inspire. Begum Anees Kidwai was a woman of strong will and philanthropy. Even after the terrible incident that happened to her, she did not lose her patience, but became a support for other broken people and improved the lives of many women. Begum Anees Kidwai worked day and night for the people affected by the partition riots without making any distinction between Hindus and Muslims. She healed the wounds and the hatred caused by the partition and riots with a spirit of service. She stressed on maintaining peace instead of inciting people in the name of partition. She talked about standing up to the difficulties instead of crying helplessly. The country will always be indebted to her for the service she rendered for the people who came from the other side after the partition. This article was written by Afroz Khan, a teacher by profession. She primarily writes about women and Islam. She holds a bachelor's degree in education.